term AI, what comes to mind? Probably something out of a sci-fi movie, right? Futuristic robots, that kind of thing. But what if I told you that AI is already here, and it's not some far-off concept? It's quietly running many of the government services we all rely on every single day. We're talking filing taxes, applying for benefits. AI is the new engine behind the scenes.
And that, right there, brings us to a huge, critical question. In this new digital world, where everything from your driving license to your healthcare access is determined by lines of code, who is checking that code? Who's making sure it's secure, fair, and actually works? That's what we're going to dig into. All right, so let's first get a handle on just how massive this new reality is. Think about it. Our interactions with public institutions aren't really happening face-to-face anymore, are they? They're happening on our phones, on our laptops, through digital platforms.
And we're not just talking about a simple website here. We're talking about these enormous interconnected systems. You know, the complex web portals where you have to enter your personal data, the internal dashboards that government officials use to make pretty big decisions, all of it. AI isn't just a little feature tacked on. It's really becoming the central nervous system for how public services are run.
And of course, whenever you have powerful new technology like this, you're going to have completely new kinds of risks popping up. I mean, it's one thing to build these amazing platforms, but it's a whole other challenge to govern them effectively and make sure they're working for everybody.
So this really breaks the problem down into 4 key challenges. First, you've got to verify these incredibly complex web portals. Then, you need to make sure the APIs are secure. Think of APIs as these secure messengers that pass data between different government systems. That's crucial. Third, you have to automate compliance, making sure these platforms are following the law 24/7. And finally, and this is a big one, these systems have to be able to handle massive public demand without just crashing.
So how do you solve a modern problem that's all based on code? Well, you fight code with code. And this brings us to the solution, a process that's designed to automate the very idea of trust in our digital government.
Okay, so what is automated validation? The best way to think of it is like a digital inspector that literally never sleeps. It's a collection of really sophisticated software that is constantly testing, checking, and verifying these government platforms to make sure they're doing exactly what they're supposed to do all the time.
So how does this whole thing work in practice? Well, it's basically a 4-step loop. First, it verifies every single component, the website you see, the APIs in the background, all of it. Second, it automates those compliance checks so the system is always up to date with the latest regulations. Third, and this is really clever, it simulates real-world user journeys. It basically pretends to be a citizen trying to complete a task. And finally, it strengthens the platform by stress testing it, throwing a ton of traffic at it to make sure it won't crash when demand is high.
Now, I know this all might sound a little technical, APIs, compliance checks, all that, but the impact of this is profoundly human. This isn't just about writing good code, it's about building and maintaining our confidence in the very institutions that are supposed to serve us. And this slide really shows you what's at stake. Without this kind of constant validation, you get system crashes, you get data errors, and you get a whole lot of public frustration. We've all been there, right? The site crashes right when you hit submit. But with validation, you get reliable services, you get automated compliance, and you get the foundation for genuine public trust in our digital government.
Ultimately, it all comes down to this one single, powerful idea. The goal is to make sure that when millions of people all need to access a critical service at the exact same time, the platform doesn't fail them. It has to be reliable, especially when it matters most.
So I'll leave you with this really fascinating thought. We are literally building systems to automatically make sure our digital services are trustworthy. So if we can successfully automate trust at the level of computer code, what could that mean for the future of accountability in all the other areas of our public lives? Something to think about.